Rar. So, I am starting off this lentil meatball, quote unquote, recipe the same way I started off my lentil loaves. So, I boiled 1.5 cups of lentils, and when I do the lentil loaf, I usually have chopped garlic, chopped green pepper, and onions. But this onion recall, I'm still uncertain about, so we're using onion powder. So, I'm using the same type of style, the same format of the loaf for the meatballs. I did not look up a recipe. I'm just thinking out loud. Black pepper, basil. I have a pumpkin decoration. It's fall, so I got my decorations out on the table. Basil, oregano, a little salt, and breadcrumbs. So that's everything that I'm going to be using in this recipe. And I thought, okay, all right, can't be difficult. I do it all the time with the loaf. I put about a tablespoon of each ingredient in there, except for I didn't put a lot of salt, simply because I don't like to cook with a lot of salt. It's like the last thing that I always add. You see it in the corner right there. My finger is a little dash. So I mixed everything together, and usually with the loaf I'll add ketchup, but I added spaghetti sauce. I have a tomato basil sauce, because I'm like, oh, this is more of a, that type of dish. So instead of adding ketchup, I add that, and then mix that in before I put in the breadcrumbs. So you see the vibe? You see where I'm going with this? You want to make it like mushy, not mushy, but slightly mushy. So when you add the breadcrumbs, then it has that thickization. Making up words. Thickization. So that's the spoon that I use to get the sizing for the meatballs. Scoop a spoon of it and then roll it. That one is slightly bigger than the other two, but I just started out rolling those, and I was trying to get them all to be the same size. That's not gonna work. I rolled 18 of them, and I laid them out on parchment paper, spray a little oil. Now normally with the loaf, I put in a loaf pan, pour olive oil, not spray, but olive oil, and then put it in and bake it. So I was like, oh, I don't know what to do, but I baked it for 25 minutes on both sides, 25, flip it, another 25 minutes. Then I put it in the fridge, actually. So I waited for them to cool and put them in the fridge because I just wanted them to, just set and whatever. And then the next day, I would make my sandwich. So let's talk about the bread. I was looking for Hero bread just around the stores around my way, not Trader Joe's. If it was Trader Joe's, it would have been easy. But I'm just around my way. I didn't want to make a full Trader Joe's trip because it's a little bit of a distance. And I decided to use this weird circle sandwich bread because the other Hero breads had high fructose corn syrup, non-fat milk, yada, yada, yada. And I said, I'm not doing that. This had soybean oil, but I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to deal with that. I know I could make it work like it's Hero bread, so I'm gonna put butter on it. That was the idea. Make it like a garlic bread. I put my soy-free vegan butter on there. Right now I'm just pressing it down so I can make space for the meatballs. So I put the soy-free vegan butter on there with garlic powder and parsley and toasted it. So I also warmed up the meatballs. Oh, that's my cheese. Provolone cheese from Follow Your Heart. I love them. I love that cheese. So anyhow, I warmed up the meatballs and I tossed them in a marinara sauce while I warmed them up. And I was trying to get like 2 on the bread, but I said, you know what, you can get 3 on this bread, because if it was a normal Hero, I probably would have put like 6 on there. So I got them on there, yay. And remember, I'm going to use this bread and make it a Hero bread somehow by, I don't know, just putting them together. You got to get creative. So I put olives on there because I was like, let me just dress this up a little bit. Make this all nice. Some people just put mozzarella and that's it. But I didn't have a vegan mozzarella. Didn't feel like making one. Gotta put some greens on there because this is a vegan meatloaf sub. And the green pepper, I wanted a little crunch. Oh, and it was such a good idea. I put more sauce on everything, as you can see. And boom. I just put them together and it looks like a total sub. It was so delicious. The amount of flavor in this, oh, I can't even. I was like, what? Every bite that I took, it was like an adventure. It was such a good idea to toast that bread and the crunch of the green pepper. So good. Definitely have to make it again.